Hey guys, it is your girl D3 Anima, and I decided I'm going to be doing a 70-day vlog on my progress from day 1 to day 70 with this huge project that I have coming up in June 1st. And I was like, why not document it? Because I need to start making little things happen now for me to be ready for it. So this is not a tutorial channel. It is actually going to be just like a come with me channel. If you learn something in the process, that is great. I hope I can teach you a lot. Um, so I am going to start off by saying that today is actually day 10 for me. It's only 60 days left until June, and I started 10 days ago, but I was like, damn, maybe I should have been recording this so I can see my progress. That's when I came up with the idea of a little vlog. So for the last 10 days, I was building these medieval dark fantasy taverns, houses, shops, things like that. So you kind of can guess what kind of projects I'm going to be working on, but I'm not going to go into too much detail of it. I'm pretty sure as I go along, I'll have to build more of these. So those I'll make sure I put onto a day where I vlog it. It didn't take me that long to make them. Oh, who am I kidding? It did. It took me a little bit to make them, but then as I went on, I just realized just taking off the roof of one and just adding different shapes and things like that, I pretty much reused the same details, the same little um, architecture in here, and then it became easier. But I did do this over the span of the first 10 days. Hopefully when I do the next build, it would I can do it within that 10-minute tutorial so that you can see what I used. But I do want to go over some websites that will definitely help you with Blender, such as Blender Kit. It is my go-to. CG Trader, they do have free assets. Polyhaven is completely free. Please donate to them. They are awesome. And even places like Gumroad, okay? They are lifesavers when you're starting out. I do highly recommend that you donate to creators because they are the foundation of our of everything. They really do help us with so much. So it's only right to give back to the community, to give back to the creators. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's little bit for day 10, which is baking cloth into shape keys. Now what that does is that allows you to simulate cloth and then add it into an asset library. For example, I can have a flag blowing to the wind, hair tie, cape. I can just drag and drop it into my scene without having to add on the cloth physics. It's already pre-simulated without all of that heavy duty physics in the background, and it takes your render 15 years to render. You can just drag and drop it into your scene, okay? But first, we are going to need to go to Gumroad to download the free cloth add-on that we're going to be using in this video, okay? So first, we're going to go into Gumroad. The link is down below, directly to this creator's website. I do recommend that you donate. It is completely free, but hey, it helps them to develop more free add-ons for us, hopefully, or at least give them a coffee. I like coffee. And it'll also show you how to install it into Blender. I'm not going to do that, but what I am going to do is go ahead and go into Blender 5.0 and let's get started, okay? So I'm going to start off by deleting everything default. I'm going to add a plane, go into edit mode, and I'm going to subdivide it because the more subdivisions, the better the cloth simulation will be. Now, I also am trying to make a flag, so I do need to make vertex groups. So I'm going to pick 2 points where I'm going to pin it, I guess I should say, where it doesn't move. So I go into data, I added the vertex group, and I assigned it, okay? Then I'm just going to add on the cloth simulation. Your settings, you'll have to tweak it, play around with it. It's up to you what you want to do, okay? Under shape, you're going to select the group that you just made for the vertex group. That just lets your Blender know that those 2 points are not moving. We're going to stick them, like we're going to just put them onto a pole and just stick them there, okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and do the simulation. Now, I realized here that it wasn't dropping because I never assigned the vertex group. So I'm going back and now I'm assigning it. Now it should stay right where it's at. And I'm playing or baking the simulation so that I can just see how it looks. It's falling. Good. So now I want to add a force field, which is going to be wind, because I do want the flag to be flapping in the wind. I added one more subdivision because I just needed to be just a little bit smoother. Okay. So I added a force field and I'm going to turn the wind towards the flag. So of course the wind will be flapping, or the flag will be flapping in the wind. And as you can see, this is a trial and error, which you're going to be coming on that journey with me too. I went into the force field, I turned the strength up, I did everything that I possibly could. As you can see, turning it up, and then I'm rebaking the simulation. I'm even changing the gravity down a little bit because I don't want it to be super heavy. I want it to just be flapping in the wind forever. Okay. Bake the simulation again, it's still not blowing. What the helly? So I kept tweaking, kept tweaking, kept tweaking, and this is where I got a little smarter. So sometimes Blender doesn't want to blend because of how small your object is or whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up scaling up my flag. Press Control A on your keyboard, and I'm going to lock that scale in, because now that I scaled it up, I want to make sure Blender knows that this is the scale I want it to be. So that's exactly what I ended up doing here. Scaled it up just now. I just applied the scale, and then I'm like, let's try it now. So I baked it again. Mind you, my force field is at 300. I think the strength for the wind is at 300. And then after I got done baking it, which is baking super quick, just think about if you have to do this within your scene that you've already pre-built. It would have taken forever to bake. That's why I'm doing this, making assets. Here we go. Look at there. Now, yes, it is still a little crunchy looking. That's when you want to right click and smooth. Boom. There you go. There's your flag. You're done. You're literally done. You can make a couple more of these, which I end up making a few more. And then I even add some tears into it by using the knife tool onto the under the tool. I just cut a couple things into there, and then I go up to mesh, and then I split it by I think faces to edges, and then there's that. So when you're going into your shape key, I just went up to the top, as you can see, and I pressed the button, simulated it, and now I just took off the cloth simulation, and that cloth now has shape keys onto it. It's just an animated flag. There's no heavy physics. There's none of that. Okay. So without further ado, day 10 is a success. Tomorrow I probably will go ahead and show you how to make an asset library while we're making assets, and how I added these cloths into the asset library. And then I guess we'll put it onto a poll tomorrow. Who knows? But anyway, thank you guys for joining me on this very quick chatty little tutorial. I'll see you tomorrow.